What's up? It's Lip Service, and we have one of our dream guests on the show. I never thought this would happen, but Miguel is here with us.
Yay!
All right. So before we get started, you know, we do this Woman on Top, a deli on tequila, and today we are toasting to somebody else who actually has a wine and spirits business, and that is to the McBride sisters. I don't know if you've ever seen this wine, Black Girl Magic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But the McBride sisters are actually the creators of this. They're half sisters. They didn't even know that they existed. They thought they were only children until I think one of them was in high school and the other one was 25 years old. And so that is Andrea and Robin McBride. Andrea is from New Zealand and Robin is from Monterey, California. So the two of them, when they were finally able to meet after their father passed away, they decided that they were going to start a wine company together. And they didn't know anything about wine or about the business. They didn't have a vineyard or anything. But nearly 15 years later, as you can see, Black Girl Magic and She Can, they actually have a wine in a can now, is in stores. They are the largest women Black-owned brand in stores that's being distributed. So yes, let's give a toast to the McBride sisters.
I'm drinking out the bottle today.
I like that.
So what's up? It's Lip Service. I'm Angela Yee.
I'm L'Oreal.
Oh,
Miguel. Okay. You know, that's a test we do every time to see if people know to jump in or not. So
I was like, okay.
It's always funny to me.
Mm-hmm. So Miguel, first, before we even get into it, how have you been? Like, how's everything been for you during this pandemic? I know it's a crazy time for people.
Yeah, it's been crazy. I guess just, you know, I think everyone's been feeling, and you probably hear this all the time. So I won't say I'm better or less off. I'm trying my best to stay focused on my mission and, you know, focus on just the things that are positive, because it's, you know, there's a lot of people that have been affected in a lot of ways. Mm-hmm. I just look at things from a place of like, you know, what have I learned, trying to take advantage of the time, you know, and just do my best to be my best version of me, because that's the most I can offer. So, you know, just in that place and trying to maintain while all this craziness is happening and, you know, just show love where I can and how I can.
At least you don't have to do quickies during this pandemic. I'm sure.
You know what? I miss performing that song. I miss performing. It's a trip. And I know that's not how you meant it, but it's definitely something I'm looking forward to. Just being able to perform is just, it's a trip that I was sort of tired. I was like, all right, I'm good. I don't want to tour. I want to focus on making music. And if I do tour, I want to stay in one place for long enough to actually like appreciate the area and the food and the people and whatever the place has to offer. Now I'm like, man, can we go outside? I feel like a little kid. You remember when you're a little kid and you're like, let me go outside. I just want to go outside. We didn't have anything to do. We just wanted to be outside.
Yeah. Well, being selfish, me personally, I know I got a chance to see you perform a few times. And the last time I got to see you was at Made in America. And I literally like ran from the other stage because I was like, oh, I'm about to miss Miguel. No. And I ran over there. Your performance is crazy. So we definitely can't wait for you to get back out there. And I feel like nowadays that's very rare. Like there's a few people that can perform, but you definitely are going to shut it down each and every time. So it's worth the money.
Thank you.
I didn't have to pay, but it's worth the.
But you would have.
Right.
I definitely would have paid. Yes.
You know,
you let me know. Make sure
perfect.
Let's toast to that.
Yeah. Right.
I do. You guys been good. I know this is like we get to hang out, talk about what I got coming, but you guys been good. You guys have been healthy, in a good place.
Yeah. And listen, you don't even know what this show is about yet. So don't you worry about that. We're not going to just talk about what you have coming. So let me ask you this.
Yes, we will.
But let me does sex life change during the pandemic? Like when you have more time at home to focus and do different things and maybe have like tantric sex and not have to be rushing out?
Yeah, I love that. I love that you asked that. Yeah, sex life is different. Not to put our personal, adventures out there. But the crazy thing is that all of this time has given so much more space to, like, I guess probably be like more to explore more of what we like outside of sex, and it makes the other shit, makes all of that in there better. It's so dope because I would probably say it's like, and I don't want to say it's not trust, it's connection is different, you know. And I'm not saying it was bad. It was always great. That's why I married my wife, you know, and I think that's why she married me, is because we had a strong connection. But even through my crazy moments and her whatever, but what it's done is, in all of the little things that we do on a day to day, and I get to see how amazing she is and how she looks out for me and she wants to take care of me, and me want to be there and be her rock and make sure that she's in a good place to be great and to thrive. And I want to connect things for her and make sure that she's got what she needs to do what she's here to do. I think that just heightens everything else in a dope, really, really special way. So
right.
It's a good question. Yeah. It's real. It's dope.
Do you get overprotective when it comes to certain things with your wife?
Overprotective. I think my natural, and this is since we're on a sipping, you know, enjoying conversational flow. My natural tendency as a Scorpio has always been to lead with like protection, like, you know what I mean? Like to be very, and I've been that way for sure. And I try my best to not lead with that.
Right.
Just first and foremost, because like I actually really do trust, you know? It's like she's, and I think people can see that, you know, just in just her, how she is in general. Find out about it is even more in real life. So yeah, I wouldn't say protective in an overbearing way anymore. I think it could be that way.
You said Scorpio. I was like, okay, yes, the answer.
I said Miguel is so dope. I hate that he's a Scorpio, man.
No.
Come on, man. Scorpio's got it. You just got to evolve. Like, that's the thing. Everybody's got like amazing qualities, and then there's some things that just don't really, maybe not the best. You just gotta elevate it a little bit, you know.
Well, we know y'all are sexual people. That we know that much about Scorpios. That's a positive thing.
Yes, that's the main thing. I think out of all the signs, Scorpios are probably the most sexual when it comes to the men.
I think so too.
Mm-hmm. Just from experience.
I'll cheers to that. I will happily. Yes.
All right. Now, just for the room, I want to ask you guys, what are some things that you only do when you're in love? Like maybe share a toothbrush.
Nah.
Too far. You're gone too far.
You can't share a toothbrush?
Not that I wouldn't. I think she would be. I've actually asked her this. I've been like, you wouldn't share my toothbrush? She's like, no, that's gross.
It is kind of gross.
I guess that's what you think about my mouth like that. I'm not taking
Oh my God, no.
Nah, and I just want to put it out there. I floss regularly and brush my teeth. So
are those your real teeth? You have nice teeth.
These are my teeth. I got chips and everything. I'm keeping them.
All I know is everybody's so perfect now. I be looking at my teeth like, do I need to get my teeth done? I be self-conscious because, I be like, how are people so perfect?
She said, like pearly white.
I did the mouthwash and everything before we jumped on just to be sure. I was like, hold up, let me make sure.
That doesn't mix with liquor.
Yeah, it doesn't, especially when it's mezcal. They don't really, you know.
Oh, I love, that's my new, like I literally went to Mexico a few weeks ago, and ever since then, I have not been able to stop drinking mezcal. Like, and it's the only thing I want to drink now.
Yeah.
Besides De Leon tequila.
Besides De Leon.
You know, Miguel, I saw that you went to Mexico like a few years ago for the first time. Is that true?
Yeah. First time, maybe that was like 5 years ago, I think. We did like a documentary for Vice. And I met my family, and we got to travel sort of from where my family originates, in Zamora, in Michoacan. And we went south to DF, which is the capital, Mexico City. And we stopped and saw like really beautiful stuff like volcanoes and the Monarch Butterfly Reservation, which was a whole experience on its own. It was a really completely changed my, I think the depth in which I felt connected, and really helped me sort of like be at, and I don't want to say peace, but just really feel connected in all the way. Like I feel comfortable representing all of the things that I am. And I don't know if it was just because I met my family and I just felt like, even though we didn't know each other, I felt like I knew them for my whole life. It just felt so natural. You know, when you get around certain people and certain energy, it just brings that out of you. Yeah. And that's how I felt. So when I got home, I just felt way more, I don't know, just free. Like I felt solid, more solid. It was dope.
I felt like that there too. And I'm not even Mexican.
Right. And good people will make you feel like that. You know, you're like,
nice. Yeah, it's true. It's like, and I didn't expect it to be, not that I expected it to be bad, but like, I didn't think it was going to be as nice as it was. And they couldn't even get me to come home. How long was I gone, Ange? Like 3 weeks? I didn't want to come back.
Yeah, she was there for a minute. I went there actually in the beginning of the pandemic. And then
she didn't want to come back.
After I went, I didn't want to, I actually was doing my show from out there for a while.
Me too.
I would stay there. Everything's remote now. Shoot. I don't blame you. I would stay out there. Where'd you guys go?
I was in Riviera Maya.
Okay.
And then we went to, what is it called? Puerto Morelos.
Yeah, Puerto Morelos, Playa del Carmen, and then Cancun for a little bit.
And Tulum, of course. But you see, everybody's in Mexico right now.
Yeah.
They're out there in a real way. It's like Freaknik out there right now. You got to be careful out there. They said there's a couple of hotspots with for COVID, which is, I hate to bring that up. I
was seeing that a couple couldn't get back home because, they're testing to get back to the United States. So this couple actually has to stay there. The husband, he tested positive, but she tested negative. So now he had to go somewhere else to quarantine, and she has to like quarantine also and wait until they can come back home.
I'm good with all of that.
I can't wait till this whole thing is over. Are you considering taking the vaccine?
No, I am going to wait out as long. I mean, just honestly, I'm going to wait as long as I can without taking it. I mean, Nas and I have been we've drawn some real clear boundaries in terms of like what we're willing to do in terms of visiting and hanging out, and if we ever have to. And we've been working, so obviously that comes with the test every so often, 2 weeks, whatever week. And we're good with that. She wants to get vaccinated, and she will probably before I do. I just, through history, and here's the thing: I've been vaccinated since I was a kid. Right. Born in the United States, you get vaccinated early on. We have so many vaccinations, and I'm healthy, so I get that part. I've always been skeptical about anything rolled out with speed. Right. I don't trust and this is me. I want to preface this too, is I am vigilant. I vote, even though I don't believe in the system. I participate when I can as all of my civil duties. I do that because I think putting your energy in things that you think are positive or could have a positive effect is important. So let me preface with that. The real thing is that I don't trust people. I love all, I trust few. That's how I move. And I certainly don't trust our government. We're seeing a proliferation of a lot of decisions that may not have been made, and some very much made without the interests of humanity and in general. So when I think of our history and I see behind and who has vested interest in the rollout of these vaccines, I'm skeptical. Right.
Like you see Pfizer, you see Johnson & Johnson, you see these huge pharmaceutical companies that are making all this money from it. It's hard. And you're right, the history of the vaccines. And it's interesting because they're trying to spend all this money on convincing people that it's safe to take the vaccine. And people are taking it. Like I know a lot of people who have taken it and they're fine and they feel better and they're comfortable. But I haven't gotten it yet. And I am a little nervous about it. I'm like, I'm going to wait and see. I'm going to wait and see what happens.
What'll probably happen is all of us are going to need to get it because there's some job that requires it. And I think that they're going to enforce that more. They're going to be more stringent about it as we go.
Right. Right.
And I'm like, hey, that's the reality. You know, this is life. And when I get to that bridge, I'll cross it and I'll get vaccinated if I need to. But as long as it's not a requirement,
right.
They normally take in the past. You know, it's like a rollout of a vaccine is like a year process, or any pharmaceutical is like years of process.
Right.
This is obviously to meet the demand and the need. You know, they definitely trying to get it done. So I just always go in thinking, what are the long-term repercussions? What's the history? Who's got a vested interest? You know, and so for me,
what if not says no sex until you get vaccinated?
Oh, I'm getting vaccinated yesterday. I posted this meme on my story yesterday. I saw it was like after she hits the blunt. You seen daggering in like Jamaican daggering?
Yeah. Dagger.
It's a dude like literally like in the air. And the girl's got her legs all the way wide open, like after he hits the blunt. I'm like, that's me. So if anything is getting in the way of that, I'm getting vaccinated. Trust and believe it.
Well, I heard the cat in the background, so I have to ask you, since we talked about sex, and that's all we talk about most of the time, is so what happens with the pets, with your cat or whatever, when y'all do have sex? Does the cat have to go up? Or does the cat be on the bed trying to watch? Or like, how does it
Close the door. You got to lock the cat outside the door.
Let me tell you, every time it's about to go down, it's like they feel it. They're not even in the room. They're nowhere in the house. And the house is a nice, you know what I'm saying? Like there's space.
Yes.
We can spread out here, okay? They'll be in a whole other place. And for whatever reason, they have like a sense.
Right.
You know, things are
regulators.
They're about to get spicy. Things are about to get spicy. And inevitably one comes up, creeps up, jumps on the bed. And the funny thing is the two of them gravitate to either one of us. So the female, like our cat Vanity, the girl, she'll jump on my side of the bed and she's like rubbing up on my head. I'm like,
threesome.
Like, pushing off the bed. I don't know. They're all
that's not the only cat that wants attention. Is Vanity named after Vanity 6? Like,
oh, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, she's Vanity. Yeah. Vanity 6.
Yeah. Damn, that's dope. That was my song right there. What was the song again? Nasty Girl.
Oh no, Nasty Girl. Oh my God. So many. That whole album, their only album, kills. Sex Shooter. What's the one? Makeup.
No, that was Apollonia did
Apollonia,
yeah.
Yeah, you're Apollonia. Right, see?
I mix it together too, because isn't it the same person, or am I just...
No, Apollonia and Vanity.
Yeah.
Well, see, I'm a little younger too, so I think I was...
Apollonia is in Purple Rain and Vanity was in Bruce Leroy.
Yep.
Oh, right. Okay.
Last Dragon. Damn.
They have a striking resemblance.
No, they don't.
A little bit. No?
Not at all.
Oh, well, then maybe I'm thinking wrong.
They're both exotic, but very different.
Okay, maybe that's what it is. Exotic looking, beautiful women.
Yeah.
All right, now let's go back to some of the things that you do when you're in love, and only when you're in love. I said sharing toothbrushes. What's something that you do only if you love somebody?
Things you do only when you love someone. We've all heard give them the last piece, but honestly, I love my food, and
that's my chicken.
I'll tell you, I hate. Have you guys ever had? This is so retarded that I'm sharing this.
No, we want to know.
So for whatever reason, I love these. They're like meatless chicken,
Impossible burgers and
type thing.
Beyond meat, beyond chicken, and all of that.
It's one of these, yeah, but it's the barbecue flavor joint, and they're like little chicken nuggets. For whatever reason, if I just want a snack, like I just toss them in the like air
fryer.
Because everybody got one of those things now. So I put it in that thing. It's like 14 minutes, and it's fire every time, right? So this is like I've been in the studio. I needed to eat some food. There was only 3 left, right? And I saw her just sitting there, and she's like, I'm kind of hungry. And I was like, damn.
You're like 1, 2, 3.
You know the meme.
The last one. I was like, here you go, you want this? You can have it. It's the only. There's no more left. Now no more left is like it's got to be no more left. Like,
right.
You can't order anymore. You're not in a place where you could easily get them. I know. I remind myself in situations like that.
Right.
Trying to think of ways. When you know that when you're stubborn about something, but she's right.
And then you say, yes, you're right.
Yeah, I'm actually not. I'm sort of the kind of person. I'm very much the kind of person where even if the person saying it is wrong in how they are, if what they're saying is right, I can still acknowledge that what they're saying is right. Okay. Even if they, you know what I'm saying? Like, those people would be like, you can't say shit because look at your life. I believe like if you say something and it's real and it's just real is real. The truth is the truth. So.
You know how I know I love somebody? If I rub your feet. I hate feet. And if you can convince me to like give you a little foot rub, get some lotion and do all of that, then I'm like, okay, that's my boo. And I'll do it.
That's it.
What about...
Yeah, right. Exactly. What's the last foot rub you gave?
Not my man. I rub his feet. I get some lotion.
Look at you.
Nice.
Yeah. His feet aren't jacked up. If his feet were jacked up, I don't think I could do it.
Were they jacked up before you loved him, and then all of the lotion rubbing?
No.
You helped his feet.
You gotta come like that. Have you ever dated somebody with bad feet?
Nah, no. I got nice feet, so if I got nice feet, you gotta have nice feet.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. We gotta get you on OnlyFans.
Oh, just a foot one?
That's fetish page.
Oh my God. OnlyFans, only feet.
What if before you got married, like before y'all were dating anything, somebody reached out to you that you might have been talking to and was like, hey, just send me a picture of your feet? Yes.
Wow. Nas wouldn't have it.
No, like before. I mean, like, yeah, way before. Because
What if you did an Art Dealer Feet album?
Art Dealer Feet. I like that. I love that. I'm gonna drink to that actually. Okay. Art Dealer Feet. Let's go. And there's plenty of people out there who love feet.
Yes. They be right in my DMs. They be like, can you send me a picture?
If they got Rollie Polly porn, you know what that is?
No.
Rollie Polly, I can. It sounds like somebody fat.
Yeah, it sounds like fat. Is it fat?
I promise. Sometimes me and my boys, we just send the most rando porn type stuff. Like, yo, they got porn. You be on that, don't you? You like to watch that. So just look up Rollie Polly porn.
I'm looking it up right now.
Rollie
Polly.
Well, I think like for me when
I'm making stuff up. I don't know if that even really.
Did you just make that up and she's really Googled?
No, it's real. Look, I'm gonna tell you.
That's what I do.
The first thing that came up is Rollie Polly ass fucking girls.
What is it? What?
Yes. So it says Rollie Polly ass fucking girls.
I don't get it. So what are they doing in this porn? Like,
I don't even understand this. One says, she comes but continues to suck my dick while my wife licks her pussy.
That sounds like a threesome and just...
here it is. All right. Couple of guys from the ghetto have a good time with roly-poly women with unshaved pussy. Let me say something about porn. Porn is very politically incorrect.
This is taking a weird turn.
It did, but it's fun though. Let's stay right here. I like this uncomfortably weird space. It's excellent. So
like they be like ghetto porn, like black guy, like it's so politically incorrect. Like when the Me Too movement comes to porn,
it'd be like Thug fucks innocent white woman. You like
Karen, and they throw all of the PC stuff out the window. You know why? Because it's just everyone trying to get to the point of whatever gets them off. So they're just going.
They be having slavery porn. Like you cannot do that in any. I wonder if they have blackface.
Wait. Actually, that's a real thing, and actually, that's not cool. Slavery porn that's fucked up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, how are they able to do this? Look, oh my God, they have blackface porn videos.
Why did you even look that up, weirdo?
Because we just started talking about it. Okay, no, it's not for real.
I was about to say, because now you know what's going to happen. That's going to be part of your algorithm. And like, as you're scrolling through
things. I don't care.
You're going to see blackface porn all day on Twitter.
Okay, there's not really blackface porn. What happens is it's the blacked porn videos, and then it'll be like, come on her face. So they put it together. Like,
oh, well, I could get jiggy with that shit. I mean, that's a little better to me.
She was like, oh.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, that's not bad. You see like eight dudes fucking a white bitch, like eight niggas, you know what I mean? That's what you see on Blacked. Like
the train, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the trains. That's how they'll shove like two up one hole. I'll watch that.
What?
I like that so graphic right now.
Yeah, I like that. Like I like to watch that kind of stuff because I'm like amazed. I'll be like this. How the fuck did she get two of them up there? I can't even get one barely.
So is porn, do you watch porn to see things that you wouldn't do, or do you watch porn to imagine yourself in the position of the people in the porn?
The funny thing is we were just having this conversation about porn and how it will probably be and I know this doesn't answer your question, but we were just having this conversation about Karen. It's the mezcal, excuse me, it's train of thought. Naz and I were talking about porn last night, and we're like, it's probably not even gonna exist in the next 5 years. At least like professionally produced porn is gonna be like professionally produced music.
Wait, so you think it'll be like streaming porn?
It's already streaming.
I mean, free.
Right, it is. I think people like porn that's not professionally. People like porn that's not professionally produced.
Yeah, because it feels more real. It doesn't feel like it's staged. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, it's real couples, or it's a real person, or the fact that you can talk to them, whatever. We're having a whole debate based on this is the kind of stuff that is why our sex is so good, is because we just debate rando. You know what I mean? It's like, why are we talking about if porn is going to be viable in the next 2 or 3 years?
But anyway. I think it makes sense. I'm going to tell y'all why I like the professional one. And it's because when you do like the home ones, or like when the homeboy ones, or whatever you want to call them, when your homeboy's holding the camera, it's the angles ain't all the way there. So I'm going to be mad as hell if I got to see the inside of your thigh. Like, no, I want to see the hole and it going straight in. Like, I hate when like they really look like they getting it in and then like the camera's at the fucking wall. Like, what am I going to do there? Or like it'll go up to the titties. And I'm like, no, keep it on the pussy.
Yeah, light is trash. You're like, I can't see anything.
Yeah. So I think it would have to be, it's just those angles that they really know how to get with that lighting that's just in there and you can see everything. Like,
you need multiple cameras.
Yeah. Like you can't do that with an iPhone.
And that's sort of the whole art behind all of it. You know, it's like, wait a second, like, a lot of people don't understand that it's these little choices that make you feel it or really be into it, where it like either turns you on. Music, porn, your favorite product, whatever. It's the little choices that add up to why you really love it. And that's where people, I think in general, like we all have these little choices that we make on a day-to-day, even like how we think, that change how we appreciate life. And to just sort of shift the conversation. That's my whole everything in my life. Like that's where Art Dealer Chic came from, which is I think a big reason why we even met. You know, I think that's a big part. I was living in New York. That's how we came to be on, you know, in interviews and so on and so forth with you, Angela. Like I wasn't really on radio with you like that before that. It was after Art Dealer Chic. It was that time. We did like a couple interviews, but it wasn't as frequent as like, you know, in depth as it was after Art Dealer Chic. And that was the whole perspective. It was like curating all the choices that we make every day. You think before
that you were doing things that were more like, I'm trying to be marketable and put this out there like this, and I'm listening to other people. But then with Art Dealer Chic, it was more like, this is really like the music I want to make?
Not trying. I think it's just a different objective. the objective change, and that's life. Like that's life, as we know. Like life changes. Like, you start to go like, okay, I don't really need A, B, C. Maybe I like the idea of what I thought it was going to make me feel, but what I really want is, this, this, and this. And as we go, like, as you know, I'm married now. I lost my grandparents in the last couple of years. That changed. Those two things changed the way that you look at like what's important. The last year, all of us looking at life like, wait, what's really going on? Like, I can't go see everyone I love, or I can't be everywhere I think I want to be. What's going to add the most value? Who do I really want to keep in contact with? What do I want to spend my time doing? Do I really love this person I'm sharing this house with? Like all of this stuff is like, it's like curation of our choices. It comes down to like our priorities. And to answer your question, like it was just the priorities were shifting, and I was starting to go, damn, like what do I really care about? Like I got this platform, and there's people that are willing to give me their time and their energy and listen to me. What do I want to use that for? And that's pretty much that's what changed it.
And I do feel like you've always had control of your music and your career, but I do feel like nowadays it's so much more gimmicks that need to be out there. Like, for instance, something that we're seeing right now is like the Lil Nas X thing. And he is a talented person. We all know that. But then you see things like going over the top. Do you ever feel those pressures anymore of having to like think of things that are over the top just to create or to promote your music further? Because it's already amazing. But with the pressures of today and what everybody else is doing just to be seen.
That's a great question. And I think the real, at the very end of it, it always going to come down to like, what's the priority? How far anyone will go to realize whatever they think they want is very much going to come down to what is the priority. If the priority is to be seen, if the priority is to cause conversation, whatever the priority, then the decisions are going to reflect that, So I think, and then I'll also say that decisions that are made to grab a lot of people's attention, to create conversation on a cultural level, that requires you got to have big balls to do that. Mm-hmm. Especially if it's like, I'm going to put time, energy, resource behind it to do that. That takes big ass balls. You gotta really you either got to be stupid or you got to really be smart. Either way, it takes big balls.
It's a risk.
Right.
So without commenting on a specific person, because I think anyone who has a platform, no one can fathom what it takes to put yourself on the line creatively, regardless, whether if anyone thinks it's shit or if it's great, whatever, it takes a lot. So
it is a risk.
Man, there's things that I've said in the past that don't reflect that belief, but I know it so deeply, and I can look at it and go, man, let me remind people, like, anyone you see out here doing anything, they had the fucking balls to do it.
Right.
Their time.
Listen, you keep on saying this, L'Oreal. Do you like big ass balls?
Me?
I got big balls. Is what I
got big balls too. Look, me too.
And in my head, I'm picturing like big balls. You know why too? Because the movie Bad Trip.
Oh my God. Did you see that movie, Miguel?
I did. I loved it. Over the weekend,
I watched it.
Big shout out to everyone that was a part of that film. First and foremost, I love the actors, comedians that are in the film. And I thought it was genius that they did these scenes in public situations where the public didn't know.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And they used it. I thought it was I was like, this is genius.
Have you ever been caught with your clothes up?
I was like, are all these people acting, or is it like?
Yeah, I had to Google that.
Yeah, I did too.
But for the first couple scenes, I was like, okay, wait, what's going on?
Yeah, I was confused too.
Is this real? Like, is this CCTV? Like, what's going on? But after I got it, I was like, oh, this is genius.
It was the smoothie place for me. I was like, how are these people really drinking these drinks?
And to be in line, just to be in line and to see someone cut so overtly, y'all be like, bruh, I've been here waiting to get my smoothie.
Have you ever felt like you were on a show, like this got to be like boiling point, or I'm getting punked or something?
I got punked, and I had a feeling.
Oh, you did.
I was like, this is not right. The lady started talking. I think it was like she got a phone call, like a pocket dial, and supposedly her guy was on like having sex with their neighbor or like her friend or something like this. And we were in the car. She was supposed to be our driver. So she's driving and she's like, will you hold on? I live right over here. Can we just I promise it won't take too long. I was like, this is.
She tried to pull up on him while he was cheating.
Yeah. I was hip though.
You're so nice too. I was like, he's just being really nice about it. And like, cause that is something that like you would understand in real life. Like, okay, let's ride out.
Trust. I was definitely processing it and being like, I don't want to say too much on a guy code front. And then on the other side, I don't really know what's going on. So let me just try and be as,
Have you ever had a homeboy that got into a situation like that and he tried to call you to like kind of come with him?
Oh yeah, definitely.
For real? And like bust his girl?
Oh, I mean, I've been in situations where it's like we're gonna go see if this is really what's going on.
Really?
Catch a cheater.
Man.
And wait, did it get ugly, or did you have to break?
No, he was wrong. He was wrong. So
that's embarrassing.
He didn't get found out though. It was like a stakeout. It was like, wait, we about to go find. I got a feeling, and you have to be there for so you want to show up. And so we went and we went to wherever he thought she was at. It wasn't like that.
He felt crazy. He was like, I'm sorry.
He probably were y'all drinking? Were y'all drinking beforehand?
No, it was already on his heart. He had already had it.
I definitely popped up at my ex's house while I was drunk because I was out, I was drunk, and I used to always just be like, "Where you at?" And he would be on some shady shit, but I would never go. But this time I was a little drunk, and I was like, "Fucking, I'm rolling up." Caught him, because you know what it was? It was that he was used to me lying and saying I was going to pull up, and I never did. So he thought I was just faking it again, and I really showed up this time.
Before I was with Nas, I was seeing someone and that I was working with, and it wasn't like it was exclusive, but it was supposed to be honest.
Yeah,
that's where it gets really twisted. And this is
I hate that.
This is where Scorpios have problems.
Oh, it's so true. Because I have no problem being absolutely 100% honest with you. If the conversation is that we're dealing with each other, but it's not exclusive, I'm going to keep it 100 with you.
Right. Hands
down. I like that. I would prefer that I can be that transparent and we could be cool. That's great.
Right.
So this was the idea, but it wasn't being carried out. And mind you, we're in a whole other city on work. And we're not in the same hotel room, but we're in the same hotel. Sloppy, so sloppy. And she had someone else. And I go up to her room and she's not answering. I know she's there. So I'm like, why? So I start kicking on the door. I'm kicking on the door. Finally, other dude comes to the door, and I'm like, and listen, this is me. Angela, you see me in all my versions. This is all my versions, right? It doesn't matter. I'm like, I for whatever reason, Scorpio kicks in, and I think I'm 6 feet tall. I'm kicking on the door. This dude opens the door like, what the fuck? I'm like, who the fuck are you? And I start going crazy. I push him out the way. I go into the room. And she's like half naked. She's half naked. I'm like, I knew you were bullshit.
You little hoe. You didn't say that, but I'm saying that. For real?
And then he's saying broads. And
you can't listen. Not even that's on principle. If I can't trust you to be honest with me and we're intimate, how can I trust you in business?
Damn. So she lost her job and her dick appointment.
Damn right.
God damn.
Damn right.
That's why you can't really fuck somebody you work with, though. I'm gonna be honest. Like, it gets very messy. We've seen it happen time and time again, and a lot of times it does not end well. Somebody manages somebody. We've seen it happen a million times.
That's priorities. I think at the end of the day, like if we can like clean and I think like when you get this part, I'm still getting this. So I'm not saying this in terms of like, I know better. I'm just saying from my experience, the more clear I can be about what's really happening and honest, the cleaner everything is. And clarity and cleanliness and my energy and my intention, like all that, it always like, it turns into something, you know, it's like all that stuff. So like keeping it all clean in the beginning, it just helps ensure that it's always going to be clean. And I don't no static. I'm good. I don't want the bullshit. I don't want to deal with chaos. Like we did all of that. Like,
have you ever been a side piece?
I just told you. Like, apparently,
that was it.
I mean, besides that, because you know, but I'm saying, have you ever knowingly been like somebody's side piece?
No, I've never. I guess I think probably because again, this is the Scorpio vibe. Maybe I just always was like, I deserve to be numero uno, you know, unless there's no number, you know what I mean? It's like, unless it's like we on no number basis.
Yeah,
that's a whole
numero siete.
Yeah, numero siete. You know, I said whatever, but
I need to put my captions on because I don't know what y'all are saying.
Ain't you have Puerto Rican, L'Oreal?
Shut up and mind your business. Speak Chinese.
Your mom is mad right now. Yo.
My dad, he didn't teach me, so it's his fault.
Is that a trip that sometimes they avoided that though? That sometimes they avoid it to make sure that you got the other parts right, you know?
Like, well, obviously I was going to learn English because I'm in America, so he could have taught me something else.
Listen, my dad is Chinese, and I never learned Chinese. All I can say is Happy New Year, so I can get my red envelopes with the money.
And I can say that too, so that don't even count. And I ain't Chinese.
Say it.
Well, did Chinese New Year just pass though? Did it pass more recently?
Yeah.
She got $40. $40.
I know. It's like lucky numbers. They give you money as lucky numbers in a red envelope.
Did you really
get
$40?
Feeling though, in a few years, China's in terms of like their stake in the world economy is massive. So you already got a head start. You got to lean into that for sure.
Come on now.
Alibaba, baby.
We're going to be doing the next interview in Chinese.
Picture that.
But I want to ask you this, Miguel. So you before you got married, right? You were together for 15 years. Yeah. So during that time, were you guys monogamous during that whole time? Or how did that work? Like that's a long time.
That was very, very, I'll tell you, that's on an honest tip. That was not my most shining moment before, you know, it was a lot of my ideals of what came with this and what that meant in terms of a lot of things that I had wrong, you know? So there was a lot of moments that I'm not proud of, that I wasn't clear. I wasn't clear about what I was doing, you know? So, and I was much younger, you know, it was like my 20s.
You both were?
Yeah. Much younger. And a lot of things were changing too. It's like, I come from survival. Like, this is another part that a lot of people don't understand about people of color is like, when you come from a place of survival and you make it like, oh, like we're on this call, we worked hard to get here. This was like a lot of sacrifice.
Still working hard.
It's not like somebody was like, do you want to do this and make money because you enjoy this and you're good at it? No.
Right.
This is like, I'm going to figure out what I can do that I'm good at, and I'm going to go hard. And I'm going to do everything that I can to make sure that I can survive because of this. I got family, I got circumstances, I got blah, 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 that I'm trying to make sure it's better, right? And so, you know, coming from that place, when that brings you to a new experience, you like, damn, this is what I worked hard for. Right. You know, I guess that this is what it affords me. And you see you see opportunities for different things. And in my experience, what I learned is that new territory comes with new obstacles, new challenges, right? New realities. Not all of that is good.
That's right.
What you were going for was probably righteous, rooted in the right place. What it afforded you is a lot of different options that maybe you couldn't fathom. Not all of those options are good. And for me, I wrote a whole song about this, that sometimes I learn the hard way. And that's on my first album. And I was very much learning the hard way early on in my career, just doing things that were because they were like, oh, I can. I'm at the club and just throwing it at me. Like, okay, this. I'm all the way over here in New York. I never spent no time outside of LA.
Right.
All these Puerto Rican and Dominican, wow. It's like new realities, not understanding that now I could operate from a place of purpose, not from a place of, oh, look at all these things, all the opportunity I have based on, what I did for survival. So yeah, very different now.
So was there like an aha moment that made you be like, all right, listen, I need to settle down? Or was it something that you went through in particular? Or was you just tired of it?
You know how guys are. They be having a moment, they be at their lowest. They're like, who's been here with me the past 15 years?
Woo! How do you snap? I can't snap right now. My nail's too long.
Man, it was a low point, because again, that's why I said that the whole part about like the more clear I can be with my decisions now, with the priorities in mind, that means that I will more likely my odds of making decisions that I'll be happy about later on, that will affect me later on, that I made here, I'll be good with. Yeah, I wasn't thinking like that. I wasn't that guy. I was like right here, right now. Right here, right now. What feels great right now? What feels awesome right now? What's fun? What's exciting with no repercussion? Now it took the proliferation of those decisions to finally hit and to continue hitting, that I was like, my family and friends are like, we don't really recognize you here.
Wow.
And that's honest. I'm being 1,000%.
Yeah.
It literally in this room, like family sitting me down, Nas, my brother, my cousin, my closest friends, sitting down and just being like, bro, like, where are you at? Like, who are you? This don't look familiar to us. Are you okay? That kind of conversation. And that was very, very pivotal. It changed the whole approach. And I'm really happy. I'm happy that now I've grown, because that's what it takes, that's what it takes.
But thank God you have people like that.
Yeah, because you think about a song like What's Normal Anyway, and what an impact that had on people. Just something like that. Like just so many people could relate to you and also just feel empowered,
I mean,
we don't want to see you become a different person.
Yeah. What'd you say? You almost want to be a different person?
No, I said we didn't want to see you become a different person.
Right.
Like that. I'm sure.
Fair. No, I appreciate it. Like the beautiful thing about at least putting your heart into anything you do is that at least someone has some real grasp of who you are,
Right.
Like Angela, like we don't know each other, but I've been around you to know your energy, where your heart is at. No matter if you joke, but whatever, I know where your heart is at. I know your heart energy. When you get around somebody, you get a sense of who they are and when they put themselves into their work. And I've been lucky that I've been able to do that, where people like you, even if you don't really know me, my fans that don't know me day to day, but they get a sense of who I am when they can see me be me. Genuinely.
Honestly, one of the most fun nights me and L'Oreal had was we were with you and we were in Dumbo in Brooklyn. And it was like the Afro Punk Festival. Issa Rae was there, like hosting this
party. Yeah.
It was a dinner.
When I tell you that was I was like, we're hanging out with Miguel.
I still have the videos from that.
I was just so happy because, we never actually hung out like that before. That was the first time. Really, like, it was like we had a meal. We had drinks. We were just chilling. It was a room, and that memory had just opened. That spot had just opened. So we were like, it was brand new, and it was just up in the air. It was just dope. It just
We
felt
was on
We
the
were like,
roof.
another shot, another shot. We had,
good
but
time.
honestly, I was like, Miguel is super cool because
Yeah.
you never know how people will really act in real life. And I remember L'Oreal wasn't there at first, but then I was like, come here and meet me. And then we went out and I was like, Miguel's here. We're having shots. And you were just so nice and so fun, like on some chill shit. And I'm always respectful because I'm like, okay, we got to make sure nothing looks weird or funny. Because I am respectful of things like that, but it was really like a good time. He was so chill. Because I still look at Miguel as like such a celebrity.
Because he
so
is.
It still is exciting for me. And I never want to not feel excited to be around certain people.
We were like swag surfing and shit. We was all like this, arms around each other. I'm telling you, I still have the videos. I seen it the other day because I was posting some stuff for like a couple months because I was posting some stuff up for Angela's birthday. And it was like us and we're like, yeah, with our drinks in our hand. And I'm like, this was really a fun ass night, like for real. So if, like you said, out of character, so if we did see you somewhere and you like had 6 bitches and you was doing the most, I'd be like, nah, somebody put something in Miguel's drink because you don't do, it's one thing to be cool, but you wasn't. It was just all love. It wasn't.
I remember Wayne was there with us. Wayne Barrow. We had he was getting it in, and Hannibal Buress. It was random.
Yeah, it was a good time. That's good times. But that's the thing is like, okay, so we could jump on this call that was like maybe 3 years, 4 years, maybe 5 years.
A while ago, yeah. It's a long time.
We could jump on this call and it's like I haven't spoke to you in that long or spoke with you in a long time. But the energy is pure. Those decisions, not to make it like super heavy or anything or super bad, but the fact that was our vibe, we were just having a good time. No, nothing. It was just, we were just having a good time. That's what I learned probably the most is that in any moment, any given time, if you just be good.
Right.
Be the good, like just be good. That's gonna that energy is gonna keep going because I made a lot of not good decisions in moments and then the energy stops. Then you got to deal with the when I see this person or they might be saying this or it's gonna come back on this end and like it's just I'm good with that. I'm over that.
So let's talk about something old, something that did resurface. It was a clip so long ago when you it looked like you auditioned for the group. What was the name of the group? Blackberry Molasses and all that.
How
does it feel when clips like that come back up now that everything goes viral and stuff like that and people did not know and didn't realize that you actually didn't make it and then you ended up being the biggest? Nobody even remembers anybody else in that situation. Sorry, I'm not. You didn't say it.
And by the way, Miguel, I know there's nothing else left in that cup. Okay, there's no way you're still drinking a little bit
pouring,
of
right?
mezcal.
And I'm pouring on the side, by the way.
Yeah, see?
Okay, I just want to make sure you're not over here faking us out. Okay.
No. And like, I don't know if you can see this.
She's calling you a liar. But
no, because I'm tipsy now, and I'm like, Miguel's just over here chilling. All right.
But how did that feel when that came back up after years and years later?
Man, I'm gonna tell you, it's the trip. It came up last night for some reason. I'm trying to think of why we were having this conversation. Drew asked me, Drew, he's always with me, Angela. He's like,
yep,
my right hand. That's my best friend. What were we talking about? And he brought it up. And he was like, have you heard from them? And I was like, no, I haven't. The lead singer and writer hit me a couple of years later on, and he was still doing his thing as a writer producer. But I don't know. I don't really, what I laugh at most of, because unfortunately the contestants or the group, they were completely innocent. They had no idea what was going on. And I was completely innocent. I had no idea what was going on. It was these motherfuckers who were trying to create a story and produce some kind of thing that they could sell and make interesting for TV and trying to use us. So I just look back at it like, wow.
Mm-hmm. I'd be like, how did y'all even find this? Like, leave me alone.
Right. I mean, it's a trip though. Like, it's a testament to one, first and foremost, every single person in that group was talented. So talented. like genuinely talented. There's a celloist, writers, singers, producer, like genuinely talented. The only difference I would say, and this is me, let me preface this, that I don't know where everyone is at. I don't know how they're doing, and I really hope that they're doing really well. I think the big differentiator between success is, one, clarity about where you want to go, and two, consistency. Anybody, like I'm telling you, all of us, all three of us on this call,
consistency for sure.
Right.
You know, if you don't show up on a consistent basis, there is someone else that's gonna do it.
Absolutely. Somebody waiting.
Mm-hmm. Doing half the job.
Yeah. and believe me, they want to get that money. So if you're not gonna show up, that's why it's important for people to believe in what they really want to do. Mm-hmm. First and foremost, have a point in the sand that you're trying to get to.
Yes.
If you're not sure about where you're going.
Listen, if I don't have my goals written, I would achieve all my goals. Like I have them ready to go, and I have like them in priority order, and long-term goals, short-term goals, for sure.
You have to, because look, the world changes every day now. Every day the news comes on. I'm like, damn, what's it going to be today?
Never know. Right.
You know what I just found out over the weekend after I watched was it
Rollie Polly porn?
It was not Rollie Polly porn. Aside from Rollie Polly porn.
Those searches are surging right now, by the way.
Yeah, I know. They better pay you. They better give us. Excuse me. I found out that 45% of our ocean's plastic waste is created by fishing nets, which is essentially, it's the business of fishing. So fishing industries account for 45% of the plastics in our ocean and microplastics. So all of the stuff that they've been feeding us for the past 5 years about don't use straws, your plastic waste. Now, by the way, like we shouldn't be polluting. We shouldn't. And single-use plastics are damaging. So obviously you don't want to do that. But all this time they've been telling us that it's this thing, when in reality it's this thing.
Right.
That they're trying to keep us from knowing. The world is changing every day. We're finding out new things. So I say that to say information is going to change, culture is going to change, trends are going to change. If you don't have a clear sense of like what really matters to you, who you are, where you're trying to go, the winds are going to blow. Like all those changes is like the wind, and you're a boat in the ocean. If you don't have a heading, bro, the wind is, you never know where you're
anywhere. Yeah.
You got to be laser focused.
Have a point, right? Have a point. So anyway.
I was scared you was going to say it was condoms. I didn't know. I didn't know where we were going right there. I was like, wait, a
lot of people don't use those, but I know they say Miguel has to go. But Art Dealer Chic 4 is coming out on the 9th. Is there anything that we should know? Just because I want to make sure, of course, that's a big deal because that is the 4th installment.
Huge.
Yes. Yeah. So Art Dealer Chic I created, again, it's rooted in a lot of the stuff that we're talking about. It's just understanding like my own opportunity to talk and communicate with people, to curate my decisions and to make sure that like my music reflects sort of like where I'm at, what I'm working through. So this Art Dealer Chic 4 is interesting because there's a couple of some of the situations that we talked about earlier that, reflect maybe a less considered approach. And some of my mistakes, and it's me. One of my favorite lines in Jay-Z's last album, 444, is you can't heal what you don't reveal.
That's right.
You feel me? And that stuck with me. And I feel like Art Dealer Chic 4 has that in it. It's like me just being like, let me just tell you about me. Not about like that I love sex, that I love love, that I love the excitement of, like how many drinks would it take? All of these kinds of.
That is one of my favorite all-time songs. That's my song. Right? To this day, if you put that song on, it's like, over.
She don't even date it.
I ain't gonna lie. That is one of my favorite all-time songs. So yes,
it's a great song. Great song.
Honesty. But that's it's sort of like, you know, I can do that. I can be a human being and share that I'm not perfect. You know, I'm out here on the ocean with you, you know, and like
Rollie Polly on all these haters. Hey.
On all of them.
Rollie Polly on all these haters.
Wait. Blackface, Rollie Polly. Don't forget the blackface. Angela likes that.
Right.
No, I don't.
Yeah, it went deep. It went a whole other way. I was like, I didn't even.
I don't like that. Okay, I don't want nobody to see this part and think I like that. No.
Hey, it's been so cool to see you guys, man. It's
yes,
cool.
I can't wait. This felt like a FaceTime conversation, so I had a good time with you, and I cannot wait till we can do this in person. Yeah. You know, so we appreciate you so much, Miguel. Thank you for being you. We appreciate it.
It's love. Thank you for being you. You give me the strength to do it. I appreciate it. Thank you guys and all the listeners and watchers. I appreciate y'all. I love you. Salute.
All the Rollie Polly.
We
love you.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Lip service.